Hello guys, I am Bayo and this is my wife
Alex, and this is Abiola,
and we are the Adio family. We're visiting Nigeria for a few months, so we've been here for a month now.
Hello everyone, it's Iveoma, your guide to Nigeria. Today I am sitting with Bayo.
Hey guys.
Bayo is a Nigerian American who came back to experience Lagos, Nigeria with his family. All of this is coming up. Please make sure to like, comment below. Those are amazing ways to support my channel. Thank you. Okay, Bayo.
All right. So nice to meet you, by the way.
Yes.
It's like an honor. You're like a celebrity. 'Cause
Wow.
we watch you on YouTube all the time.
I'm a celebrity.
Yeah. To us, for sure.
Okay. No, but I definitely appreciate the support. Thank you, Bayo. All right, what has brought you back to Nigeria?
Yeah, so there's kind of a few things. One is mainly quality of life reasons, which people don't think about coming back to Africa to kind of change the scenery. The other one is I wanted my wife and my daughter to kind of experience where I grew up and kind of where, just kind of my parents and my grandfather grew up from. And then the other reasons that are not so fancy is for good weather, because I hate the cold, so sun, and then good food. So I think those are like the main reasons.
Yeah.
I also wanted to come here to recruit some talent as well for my business.
Okay, talent for your business. What business?
For the marketing agency business.
Oh, okay. How is that going?
I haven't started that process yet. So we're taking this first month to just kind of settle in.
Yeah.
And then I'll start that process.
So Bayo has been here for a month. How have you been, and how do you like Lagos for this month?
I absolutely love Lagos.
Wow.
Yeah, I love Lagos. I'm enjoying it because I'm willing to look past the imperfections and I have very low expectations. So
No, I understand what Bayo means. I think that's why we're happy.
I'm very, very happy.
I feel like I don't expect anything, so when I get great things, I'm like, oh, this is wonderful.
It's fantastic, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think there are some frustrations of like the things are not done as quickly as I'm used to. So I feel like culturally speaking, people don't take time too seriously.
No, they don't.
And also things just doesn't get done the way you want it to be done, and the things that you expect is not quite what you expect. So I think I've just learned to like not expect much and then figure out what I can do to kind of make the best of the situation.
How is working from Nigeria?
Yeah, I would say that when I was in the States, working was good, but I was telling my wife this, so almost kind of a little bit different. When I was in the States, I was definitely a lot more comfortable, but like I felt like I was working and then my rest time was to rest enough to get back to work. So it was almost like work, rest for the purpose of like having enough energy to continue working. But for me here, it's like a very small shift. I feel like here, I'm actually working to live.
Oh,
It's a
really?
very, very like small change difference that I didn't even know. It's not that drastically different, but it's more like now I work, and then I look forward to like going to do something fun. And there's Lagos. There's so much to do, so much to experience, so much to do. So I feel like that's nice. That's one of the things that I like working from here, at least for now. But there are some disadvantages.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the downside. The challenge here is definitely Wi-Fi, because I work mainly online.
Yeah.
So I own a gym, so I have to interact with my team, my clients.
You own a gym where?
In Kansas, in the United States.
Oh!
Yeah. So we have about 125 plus clients.
Okay.
So I have trainers, but I still have to like have meetings. I still have to make sure things are going good there. And I also have some short-term rental stuff there as well.
Okay.
So I need internet. So that has been
All the time.
24 hours. So that has been like a major challenge. So now I have like 4 different internet companies that I switch back and forth between.
You have to. If you guys are actually interested in working in Nigeria, you need to have home internet, of course.
Yep.
Then you need to have MiFi, which is mobile Wi-Fi. You need to have a lot of data.
Yep.
And
then potentially a hotspot on your phone as well.
I've done all those.
Yep.
You have to, and so if your home internet goes down, switch to MiFi. If home MiFi is not working, switch to data. Like, you have to just like bounce. It's not even joke, because sometimes your data is suddenly going to stop working, right? And then MiFi is going to kick in, and then it's only going to work for an hour.
Yep.
And then your home internet is suddenly back up.
Yep.
So it is very frustrating.
It is. And for me, it's even more challenging because my internet usage is not for browsing.
Yeah,
or doing
it's for work.
It's for like video conferencing that requires
Oh.
even high-speed data. So not just internet availability, but also like a fast enough internet. So yeah, but the good thing is the time zone is nice. I'm still trying to figure it out. So because all of my business and all of my clients are overseas, I typically work here from like starting at like 12 noon or 1 to like 10, 11 at night. But I think at night the internet is so much faster because a lot of these companies are on a shared network. So if a lot of people are using it, it's slower. So at night it's a lot faster. So I'm a little bit luckier there. So I get to do all my calls at night, which like 10 p.m. here would be like 3 p.m. there. So that is helpful as well.
We've also talked about the challenges in you finding housing here. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. So we actually lucked out. So for us, we had a great experience the first time. So what we did, I browsed online, I asked a whole bunch of people, I watched a whole bunch of YouTube videos. I didn't see anybody that had like a positive like experience looking for a place. So I knew that I don't have the time to like go through that process. So what I went through was Airbnb.
Yeah.
So the reason why I went through Airbnb was I can read the reviews, I can see the pictures ahead of time, I can see who has high ratings, and then at least it gives me a lot more information than I need to have to book a place. So what we did is we booked a place right off the back, and the place was perfect. It was wonderful. It had like all the amenities that we were used to. But then that was also what we were looking for. Like you can filter, I want a wash and dryer, I want a place that has AC, I'm looking for a place that has 24-hour electric. You can get all of that in Airbnb. So I think for us that route was easy. So after we later realized that it's a little bit more expensive than we wanted. So that's not sustainable for a few months.
Yeah.
So we wanted to go through the traditional route of like looking for people leasing the apartment or subleasing. Horrible experience. Horrible.
Okay, why is the experience horrible?
Okay, so I think when the challenge was the place was actually like it was spacious and had all the rooms and had all the setup that we had, but the stove didn't work, the microwave didn't work, the wash and dryer did not work. The place was not even cleaned up when we moved in. Like there was still like dirt everywhere, dust everywhere. So we were a little bit turned off by that. And then to top it off, the management was horrible. Bad management, bad customer service. They didn't even have bed sheets. They didn't have like the basics.
They didn't have bed sheets?
They didn't have no towels, no pots, no pans.
Are we joking?
No forks, knives. So I think the
For a
challenge,
short let?
yeah, I think they were inexperienced. So we were like, okay, this is a good price. We would work with them since they're just starting. Bad idea. So yeah. So I think and I'm a little bit more savvy-ish, and I'm kind of familiar with like kind of how to deal with people here. So the good thing that I didn't do is that I only paid them for 2 weeks instead of like all the months or a month. And I was like, only if you get these things done is when I'll pay you the rest. And I'm so glad I did that because they never got it done.
Yeah.
So I would say that was like not a good experience.
At least it was negotiable, right? People forget, like a lot of things you're going to see online. You can negotiate. You can negotiate prices. You can negotiate anything. You can negotiate anything. So just understand that too. You could do the same thing he did, like 2-week pay for short let property just to see and then figure it out.
Yep. And yeah, it ended up not working out. So we moved out. Just the basic things that we're needing. But I also think at the same time, when you guys are looking for like a place in Nigeria, it's good to know what your standards are and then figure out if your price can get you the standard that you want. So I think we realized very quickly, number one, location is important. So we wanted to live on an island because we felt like the island has everything that we want in terms of accessibility and things that we like to do. So the island is extremely expensive. I actually think Lagos might be one of the most expensive cities, not just in Nigeria, but like in the world. I think it's comparable to like New York or LA pricing, the island. And then number two is like do you want like 24-hour electric? Do you want the modern appliances? Do you want the place to be clean and spotless? Do you want all of these Wi-Fi and like, do you want clean water? Do you want like hot water? All the things that you're used to. I think if that is your standard, then you're going to have to pay quite a bit of money, and it's possible to find.
You can definitely find anything you want here, but it's so expensive.
So, yeah, it costs money. And it blows my mind because we were thinking that the amount that we pay in rent there, if we moved here, we'll be able to pay the same amount and get a better, like, but it was not the case. I think it's more expensive than what we pay there. But granted, we're going to like a furnished, short lease on the island, prime location, close to the beach, close to the mall, close to everything.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, so that's our experience. But now we got another Airbnb, and I think we just wised up. It's more like, okay, this whole like experimenting and figuring things out is not going to work. Let's just go back to Airbnb. What we know. And then now we are in this place. It's fantastic. The owner is great. But I think the reason why Airbnb is effective is that there's a rating system. So like the hosts want to make sure that, you know, their guests are comfortable. So they're going to do everything in their power to make sure that the place is good, everything is working, because if they don't, they're going to get a negative rating. And that would affect their business. So money talks. But the other place, there was no negative consequence for them to have a bad service. So that's why I chose to do Airbnb, especially if you're like coming for a short term and you don't want the headache. Now, option 2 that I would recommend is that you know someone that knows someone. So you know someone that kind of knows your standard, and maybe an agent that they refer to you that kind of goes and do all the lookings for you and make sure that they find a place that works, and then you can go check it out. And that would save you a lot of headache.
Yeah, I believe that.
So yeah, so I think that's been the challenge.
Yeah.
If you want to stay on the island. Now the mainland is a little bit cheaper.
Okay, that's a very good point.
Yeah.
Why was it important for you to bring your family back?
Yeah, I think for us, as a family, we just got used to a routine. It was the same thing every day. Like we drop our daughter off at daycare. I work, my wife works. We pick her up. We watch TV, we go to sleep, and we repeat that. So that was like our routine for like months or a year. So I didn't feel like we were doing like much. I think for my wife to get to know me a little bit more, I think it's important for her to kind of see, you know, my area,
your culture,
where I grew up, my culture. So I think that's cool. So I would say that's why it was important for me to kind of bring them and we experience it here. So now our routine is very, very different. So like now we almost go out to do something almost every other day. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and there was a lot of things that we wanted to do as well. So I think a place like Nigeria, at least that I like, is that labor is cheaper. Now, I don't, other things are not cheaper, like cars, electronic, and a lot of times they're actually more higher here than in US because they have to import these things. But labor is cheaper, so like we wanted to like take swimming lessons or do any of those type of things. It was much more cheaper and more accessible to do here. So yeah, and things like you know, cooking, food is definitely a lot cheaper. We can hire like someone to cater for us. We can even we don't have to do laundry. We can take all of our clothes to somebody to dry clean for us at a much more affordable price than we would do back home. So I think, so then now we can just focus on quality time. So like our time is now spent hanging out with each other, playing, doing whatever our daughter wants to do, maybe going to the beach. Kind of, my wife wants to blog, wants to start writing more. I want to read a few more books. So I think we can spend more time doing that rather than like doing all the other things and then working on top of that.
Yeah.
So I think that was just cool. So I think it's just a nice little break to break the routine for like 3 months before we head back.
Okay. So are you guys going to be doing this like once a year?
I think I want to, yeah. So my goal is to kind of have a vacation home here where I come once a year for like 3-4 months and then head back. And so I want to make Africa my second home. Okay. I don't know which country yet, but I love Lagos, but we have to see what my wife likes.
Are you guys going? Your wife is from Cameroon.
She's from Cameroon.
And are you guys going to go there too?
We haven't decided, but most likely we'll probably go at least once a year.
Yeah.
Maybe not as long as coming
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. What is your advice for other returnees who want to come here for 3-4 months and work from here?
My advice, well, I think my advice, first of all, I think if you don't have a decent, comfortable place to live,
That's the most important.
that's the most important. So I would say before you even do anything, you need to make sure that you have something secured that matches close to the comfort of what you're used to. So I think there's a difference between visiting and exploring, and there's a difference between coming to work and working from home. So I think if you're going to work from home, you need to get a place, you need to spend more money to just get a place that you want. That way you don't have to deal with the stress of at least where you live. You can work comfortably, you can live your life comfortably, and then once you get out of your state and your house, you can go deal with the chaos of Lagos. Security is also important, so you pay for that. So I would say that would be my number one advice. Number two, I think we were talking about this earlier, is to have low expectations or else you're going to be frustrated with everything. You're going to walk out of the door, you're going to be frustrated with every experience that you have, and you won't get to enjoy like the actual beauty of the people of Lagos, like what Lagos has to offer, because you're going to be so focused on the negative rather than like all the positive experiences you can have.
Exactly.
So I would say those are like my top two things. And number three, be open to changing your perspective about what you're used to and learning new things. Like I'm learning so much, it's like, it's amazing. Like, you know, like just something as simple as like opening up a bank account and how that works, and what the process is to like buy a house, like how does mortgage work, all those type of things. It's very fascinating and interesting to kind of explore. But I think it's cool to like experience the different experiences that you've experienced, but in an African country. I just think that's, for me, I think it's cool. It's like, oh, I've never been to a movie theater in Africa, so I want to go see what it's like. Or I've never went to the beach in Africa, I want to go see what it's like. I've never went horseback riding in Africa, I want to go see what the experience is like. So that gives you a lot more things to explore and enjoy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, and bring diarrhea medications if you're not used to it.
Really?
Yeah. So I have a strong stomach actually, and I'm used to African food, and a lot of people are used to it. But if you're not used to it, definitely bring it till you get kind of adjusted to like what the food is like here. Sometimes it's the spices that throw some people off. Sometimes it's the type of food. But yeah, that would be my advice. And other than that, I think you have a pleasant experience. Transportation has been great. We use Bolt or Uber, and that's been very pleasant, to where they pick us up where we're at, they take us to where we need to go, and they take us back. So I feel like overall, I think you would have a good experience if you focus on those few things.
What do you wish you knew before you decided to come back here for this short term?
Yeah, I think what I wish I knew was how expensive real estate is in the island of Lagos. It's way more expensive. I would say that's one thing that I wish I knew for sure coming back here. Everything else, I think I expected, to be honest. And because I've also done a lot of research.
Yeah.
So I've watched a lot of YouTube vloggers like you, on like your videos on apartment hunting and like what to expect. I've watched so many videos about like internet. I've watched so much to where like when I'm experiencing it, it's not a surprise. It's like, oh, I already am familiar by watching people's videos that this is what to expect. So I think because I was so prepared that way, nothing was shocking to me. It was more like I already know that if this happens, this is how I'm going to overcome it. So my experience here is very smooth because, again, I already kind of know what to expect, and I already know what to do to overcome them.
Okay, I like that.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, that's actually why I do certain videos, because I just want people to just know what to expect.
Yep.
Especially if you want to come, just know what to expect. Like, this is going to happen.
Yep.
Boom. So you're not so stressed out when it first happens to you, because it will happen to you.
Yep, it will.
Yeah.
It's very stressful because I think once you figure out those like okay, I got a place to live, those solid foundations, I think it gives you a lot more peace of mind to enjoy Lagos. Like there's so much things to do, whether it's a lounge, whether you want to go to the beach, whether you want to go, honestly, I feel like there's nothing you want to do that you can't do here.
Yeah.
But if you're stressed out about the other things, you won't get a chance to like settle and take a breather to like open your eyes to like all the cool things that there is to do. People like me, time is so expensive for me. So like anytime that I'm not spent working, I need to be spending it relaxing or hanging out with my family or doing something that I enjoy. So like time will frustrate me. So something simple is like to open up a bank account. For me, I already know that that's not like US where you can go in, open up a bank account in 20 minutes and get out.
The first time it took me 3 days.
Yeah, it took me like a whole week. So even the first time, it was like a 3 to 4 hour process of standing in line. So I think, but that's part of an example to know that, okay, don't go and open up a bank account on the day that you have things to do, like that you have work. Because then now you're going to be frustrated because you're missing all your appointments, you have things to do.
Exactly.
So that's part of the adaptability is like, you know that, okay, whenever you're going to go do something, you have to dedicate a half a day to doing it or a whole day to doing it and just expect. If it's even better, then it's a bonus.
Yeah. I like that. That's a very good point. So when you guys are getting apartments, I think honestly 1.5 million naira to 2.5 million naira, you can find a good enough place, right? You can find something with security. And for me, this is my standard. I need to have 24/7 light, which is hard, but it's possible. 24/7 light, and it needs to have security, and it needs to be safe, right?
AC.
And okay.
For me,
yeah, I understand. For me, I don't really need AC anymore.
Yeah.
I can't sit in AC for too long.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Me
too.
I
have
get
to
cold.
turn it off. Yeah, that's how I am. I have to turn it off after a while.
But for me, AC is not even that important. But like I have to have electricity. I need to have Wi-Fi, and I need to have security. It needs to be safe. So those are the 3 things I had in mind when I was looking for a property. When I was looking for a property. And when I look for properties, those are the 3 things. You need to decide what are the 3 or 4 things that you absolutely need. I absolutely need 24/7 light. Like, it's not negotiable. Like, that there's some things that are just, no, I'm not going to negotiate about it.
Yep.
I'm not going to make myself miserable.
Yep.
So since those are the things I absolutely needed, I decided that I only looked at those things.
Yeah.
Everything else is negotiable. Everything else you can touch yourself. There's going to be a point in time where when you're looking for housing, you're just gonna be like, you know what? You're talking to the landlord. The landlord is just telling you nonsense. I told him to add like a burglary to like an open space. He said, "Oh no, I'm not gonna do that." I said, "Fine, I just did it.
Yep.
I don't have time to be stressed. I don't have time to be running around like stressed out. Why?
Yeah,
Nigeria's stressful enough.
Yeah.
I don't need to be adding stress. Just do it yourself."
And this is why I love her. Like, I fell in love with watching your channel because I'm like, wow, she just goes with the flow. She's adaptable. I love that. I feel
You
like
have to be, though.
Yeah, I feel like those are the type of people that can enjoy Lagos to its full potential.
No, I think what you just said about the expectations and being adaptable. When I came back, I realized I had no expectations. Do you know how I told you how I knew? I met another returnee. This person was like really complaining about everything. Like even the sun. like the sun, bro. But like she started with the sun, bro. And I'm looking at her like, and I realized the reason that I am happy and I maintain my cheerfulness even through this, move back year was kind of rough, is because I keep my expectations low and I keep myself adaptable. Mm-hmm. And that may sound negative, but if you're going to move to Nigeria, you need to do that or you will die. People think that like I'm just being cheerful and happy. No. I work on that. You know how I work on that? I don't blow up. Because there's no reason, if you keep yourself stressed out and you keep yourself with these American standards, or you keep harping about different things like, oh, in this country, this is how it's done. In this country, this is how it's done. You are the person who's literally going to give yourself a stroke.
Yep.
Like you're not going to change Nigeria, right? Yep. So you need to adapt. You need to be flexible. You need to be like, like these leaves, right? Like a wind is coming and they bend and then they snap back. Like that's the only reason I think I actually can enjoy my time here.
Yep.
Is because I'm so adaptable, and that's what I notice in you as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're very flexible, you're very
Yep.
adaptable, and your expectations are non-existent, and that is how you win.
That's how you win.
You have to.
Yeah, and it's not only for Nigeria. I think people always say if you can live in Lagos, you can live anywhere.
Oh, absolutely.
And now Lagos in itself, you know, I think when we're talking specifically, we're talking about Lagos, and I think honestly, I've never been anywhere like Lagos. Lagos is just a unique city.
No, it really is a unique city.
So yeah, so I think returnee though, I think if you want to save money, so I think one of the reasons why we
let's
travel,
talk about that.
yeah, it's like okay, maybe sometimes it's good to travel because you can have a lower cost of living. I would say if you want to do that, I don't know if Lagos, the island, is the place to come to with a lower cost of living. I actually think you need to be earning income. Like you need to have either very high paying job here or be earning income from the US or wherever you're working from, and then you live a very, very comfortable life here. But if you're trying to like live on a low budget, I think that's like a recipe for disaster for anybody that's a returning that's not used to the lifestyle here.
Yeah, it'd be stressful.
It would be too stressful.
Too stressful.
It's
not worth it.
You won't last long.
No, yeah, you won't. You're the people who burn out.
Yeah, you're gonna burn out. So you need to have a stable income before you come here, or have a guaranteed job here, or a high amount of savings to kind of get you by. But I think if you make good enough income, to be honest, I think you can live like a king here. I think you can live a much, much, much higher quality of life for sure.
Yeah.
So I think that's important. I wanted to emphasize that income is important. So the reason why I'm a little bit more comfortable here is because my income source is not coming from Nigeria.
Yeah, it's more stable.
It's more stable, so I don't worry about looking for a job or something like that. You're either gonna have a business here that you're gonna use to sustain yourself or keep your income source. Well, online is what I do, or have some sort of online work that would help you sustain yourself. Then that way you can live stress-free. Kind of stress-free.
To a point.
Now,
since I've moved back, I've become a lot more money focused, because it's like the only difference between me and this person pushing a wheelbarrow is just because I was born to the right family, right? It's just grace.
Yep.
And
I agree.
But you can lose all of your money here.
Anytime.
So at any time, every Nigerian is like one health crisis away from poverty. So you really need to, it just forces me to work extremely hard, because I'm aware of that. There's no difference between me and somebody selling water on the side.
Yep.
There's no difference between me and somebody pushing a wheelbarrow.
Yep.
There's no difference. The only difference is it's just grace. So because I have that, it makes me want to hustle a lot more.
Yep.
Yeah.
Makes you humble.
It humbles me completely.
It humbles you a lot.
Because
And
I'm
you're
so
reminded.
blessed. Yeah.
When I go out the door, I'm reminded all the time, like there's people hustling all around me.
Everywhere.
So yeah, so I think it's definitely good for that. If you need like a change of scenery, or just like you feel like you want to like humble yourself, definitely come here. You'll be reminded of that a lot.
Yes.
Or if you feel like you're slacking, you're getting a little bit too comfortable, you just come to Lagos. Yeah. It'll wake you up. Lagos forces me to be present and engaged, and I think I do like that.
Yeah. It's true.
So it's been good.
Do you have anything else you would like to add?
Nothing, actually. Yeah, I think I've said it all. I think Lagos is a beautiful place. I enjoy it a lot. I enjoy the amenities that exist. So I think as long as you guys can overcome all the other challenges that you have, I think you can actually have an amazing life in Lagos.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay, so it was nice chatting with you, Bayo.
Very nice meeting you.
Yes.
I'm so excited to be doing this interview.
It was nice meeting you and your family.
Yeah, thank you. It's hot. Oh, and it's hot.
It certainly is.
Yeah.
So I just want to tell you guys, if you ever want to return home, Nigeria is here for you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Bye now.
Lagos to Las Vegas, steady chasing paper, balling like we Lakers. Girl, you on my radar, yeah.